This new moon in Libra is about our multidimensional experience, our multidimensional self. And we're getting a taste of what it takes to live in that type of reality, because we are now seeking a deeper experience with other realms. What this experience is calling us to is to go deeper with realms where we have more space to breathe, more space for harmony and balance. Because in connection with universal flow, we're also in flow with our natural talents and gifts and our soul essence. Welcome to New Light Living Podcast. I'm Ulrika Sullivan. I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach and a galactic astrologer. This video is a galactic astrology reading of the Libra new moon at 28 degrees 22 minutes on October 21st, 2025. Welcome. What I do in these videos, I put an outer layer of fixed stars, celestial bodies, and galactic points to the traditional Western tropical astrology wheel. And that is to help us connect us with a bigger perspective, a multidimensional perspective, and to help us interpret the current energies that are present now at this Libra new moon. What you'll receive in this video are 3 energetic themes that I've pulled out from the new moon chart that are also including fixed stars, asteroids, dwarf planets, and celestial bodies and galactic points. So it's an expanded view of what traditionally is applied in astrology. You'll also receive 3 questions at the end, should you want to integrate this Libra new moon some more in your own life. So I'm excited to dive into this video with you. This new moon is conjunct the Bootes constellation and the fixed star Izar at 28 degrees of Libra, and also conjunct the Shapley attractor at 2 degrees of Scorpio. We also have a opposition to the Andromeda galaxy M31 at 28 degrees of Aries. And this new moon is an expansion into a multidimensional reality, which is a beginning of a new way of being, which is a beginning of a new reality, a reality where we are guided and led by synchronicities and signs, multidimensional relationships, etc. There's so much exciting to talk about. The ruler of this new moon is Venus, and Venus is at 9 degrees of Libra. Venus is in trine and sextile with the opposing Aldebaran and Antares Stargate, and we're going to talk more about the Stargate in energetic theme 3 coming up. It's so exciting to see the energy signature for a multidimensional experience coming more and more into our awareness. And this Libra new moon is a very advanced opening to a high frequency consciousness. The 3rd decan of Libra is ruled by Mercury in the sign of Gemini. It's all about connection and communication with the unseen and diving deeper into following our life force, our connection to universal wisdom, following signs and synchronicities, and opening up to a multidimensional experience. We're invited to go deeper with fully expressing our talents and gifts through our soul essence, and how we are applying that is individual to each one of us, but it's a deepening of that life force connection at this new moon in Libra. We are seeking a deeper experience of harmony, and the sign of Libra is very much all about harmony and balance, this multidimensional experience, as opposed to the physical realm, which is very much an up and down environment that can sometimes dilute our innate talents and gifts that we came here with, just because of the noise that we are asked to manage and go through in the physical realm. What we're seeing, though, is that in the physical realm, soul families, like-minded, are seeking each other out to a greater degree now and gathering around like-minded philosophies or like-minded energy, connecting with higher truths, and that way elevating the experience here on Earth. At the soul level, we are seeking wholeness. We're seeking harmony. And together as soul families, we are also integrating higher consciousness in the physical realm. And this is a new beginning, a new door opener for that at this Libra new moon. So if you're here, you're likely part of a soul family that are here to elevate higher frequency and anchor higher frequency to Earth here. And together we learn and expand. And I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for tuning into this video today. And I welcome you into this community. This Libra new moon is showing us that the more we tune into and come back to our innermost self, the more space we create around that experience in human form, the more we also stay connected to our multidimensional experience that is also linked into our heart frequency and our inner child. There are many labels that we can put on this, but the ultimate lesson of a new moon in Libra at 28 degrees, which is very advanced, higher frequency of harmony, and also the ruling Mercury flavor to it here, is suggesting to us that we're opening a door here for a multi-dimensional new reality. And we also have a very timely reminder of what this may mean to us, what it would mean to humanity. And that is the interstellar object here, 3I Atlas, that is coming around closer to our solar system right now. That already started early October here with 3I Atlas being close to Mars, but also again at the end of October here, October 29th, 3I Atlas will be closer to our sun and Earth. So this is not a coincidence that we have this taste of our future way of living at this time in our evolution, because now is the foundation for our future is being set. And part of it is to open up to other realms, co-creation, and relate to other realms while being in human form. And that can take expression differently for each one of us, but just having the thought of opening up to such experience and living our daily lives based on other roles and systems than we have had before. And what I allude to simply here is we can get guided by signs and synchronicities instead of fixed rules, for example, that we're asked to follow. We're also putting the seeds down for new ways of self-mastery at this time. We're putting down the seeds now for a future way of living and relating. And this is so excited because it's a much widened perspective of who we truly are and what we're capable of. And it all begins with ourselves and how well we are aligned with who we truly are, our innate talents and gifts, and unique expression that we're meant to bring here and operate from. And with that, I'd like to share what the energetic themes are in this video. The first theme is multidimensional reality begins. And here we're going to talk about the new moon, of course, and Bootes-Izar particularly, and the influence of that fixed stars on this new moon. The second theme is actionable message for harmony. And here we're going to talk about the role of the Lyra Ring Nebula, M57, and also dwarf planets in the Kuiper Belt, Orcus. The third theme is New Earth Guidance, 11-11-11. And here we're going to talk more about the Kuiper Belt objects, Makemake, Varuna, and Salacia. And in the members-only video, we also are going to talk about a number of squares that I've noticed are significantly helping us to expand beyond our comfort zone at this time. We're going to dive into those squares particularly. And I named and I titled the members only video, Evolving Beyond Fear. So yes, I'm excited to dive into this video with you. Are you curious about your own galactic alignments? Download my Galactic Alignments Reference Guide. There's a link in the pinned comment and description box below. One message of this Libra new moon is to nurture our connection to the universe, the universal wisdom, universal harmony through the life's journey that we have, the ups and the downs here in the physical realm. But once we are stable, once we are repeatedly connecting back with source, with the universe, whatever you want to call it, the smoother the ride of our life is becoming. All right, let's dive into the new moon chart. So here we have the Libra new moon at 28 degrees and 22 minutes. The sun and the moon together there, conjunct Bootes-Izar at 28 degrees of Libra and Shapley attractor at 2 degrees of Scorpio. A very powerful combination and cluster together there. And we're going to talk much more about that in Energetic Theme 1 coming up. I also have highlighted the ruler, Venus, which is also, and she is also in Libra here, very close to the dwarf planet Makemake. And we're going to talk more about Makemake and the role of the Libra influence here in Energetic Theme 3. So I have pulled, in addition to the dwarf planets here that we're going to talk about, I've also pulled in 2 asteroids. Asteroid Mesopotamia, exact conjunct the new moon here, 28 degrees, 35 minutes. So that's almost an exact conjunction of asteroid Mesopotamia. And also Varda there at 28 degrees of Sagittarius, conjunct the galactic center. So that's, and we're going to talk more about Varda's role shortly here. But first, I'd like to highlight Izar here in the Bootes constellation. And you may be familiar with Actress here in this constellation that we've talked about a lot. But this conjunction to Izar, there is a message for us at that exact conjunction. When I tune into Izar here, we have a beautiful connection to life force. And I mean like dragon rainbow type of energy. And it's so clear and pristine, a very high frequency energy. And we also have a connection to Mesopotamia. This new moon may activate some soul memories related to lifetimes in Mesopotamia, and particularly also soul memories that we are now meant to enliven and wake up to. And this dragon energy is so powerful. It's very linked into life force and universal life force, if you will. So here we can also see that there is something here that is awakening within us all that is taking us to a higher elevation. This particular energy is also linked into the physical realm. So how we are embodying the dragon energy at this time and how we are awakening that within ourselves is one of the key themes here of this Libra new moon. And at 28 degrees of Libra, it's a third decan. It's linked into our spiritual self, our spiritual experience. So yes, this is super exciting. And if you have late degrees of Libra placements in your birth chart, you may be also linked into lifetimes, soul incarnations in Mesopotamia that you may be awakening up to, remembering at this time. Before we go into the first energetic theme here, I just wanted to mention quickly about the members only video, Evolving Beyond Fear, because I came across something quite interesting, and that's the fact that at this Libra new moon, there are no squares to the personal planets, including the sun and the moon, while there are squares to fixed stars by Jupiter, Saturn, the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. All of them are squaring fixed stars. And that's what I've highlighted in this slide. I know it's busy, but we're going to dive deeper into the details and and what this may mean in the members only video. And what's the catalyst to this is that exact square between Chiron and Jupiter there. So yeah, if you're interested in diving deeper with all of these squares with me, I invite you to join the membership. And there's a link in the pinned comment and description box below. So yes, this Libra new moon feels very high frequency, but also high importance for our elevation of our experience, our multidimensional experience. It feels like there's a new way of relating that we're starting to get familiar with. And it comes through nurturing that inner experience of harmony and how we do that on a daily basis. All right, let's dive into the first energetic theme that I called Multidimensional Reality Begins. And here I would like to highlight a yod that is involving the new moon there. And as you can see, the yod here between Neptune at 0 degrees of Aries conjunct Pegasus sheet, and also Uranus conjunct the Pleiades, Uranus in retrograde. And I should also say Neptune is also in retrograde here. And that is a pointer, this formation. It points to the importance of this Libra new moon from an inner journey perspective, those retrogrades of the outer planets still. And also the fact that Bootes-Izar is linked into this dragon energy and dragon in physical form and how we are embodying that. The Shapley attractor is the amplifier for this transformation. So yes, this is very exciting that the universe is pointing out this through a yod here. We have talked a lot about Uranus conjunct the Pleiades and Neptune conjunct Pegasus sheet. So you know about this now, but also at this new moon, we have the new moon in opposition to the Andromeda galaxy M31 there at 28 degrees of Aries. And the Andromeda galaxy is also an amplifier, but it's also a symbol and connected to energy that has to do with inner abundance and a new beginning of inner plenty, if you will, or fortune. Andromeda galaxy comes with a wisdom that is outer worldly from other dimensions. And that is a symbol of what we're asked to expand into now. Andromeda galaxy is more of a divine feminine archetypal energy, and as opposed to Bootes-Izar, which holds a very divine masculine, I feel, dragon embodiment energy. So this is a new moon that is highlighting how we are using our divine feminine qualities to bring out the embodied life force within. We also have an exciting sextile here, a supportive sextile to Varda in Sagittarius there at 28 degrees conjunct the galactic center, and in opposition with Orion Betelgeuse at 28 degrees of Gemini. This is an important energy signature because Varda is very much a navigator in the sense that she can sense intuitively the direction forward. At least that's the symbolism around Varda. And conjunct the galactic center here, which is our universal driver for Milky Way galaxy, it really is giving us the direction for where our galaxy is going. And the opposition to Orion Betelgeuse is calling us to tap into our inner riches. And Betelgeuse is very benevolent type of energy. Also, anything at the very end of a sign is very highly evolved. So what we're talking about here is highly evolved energy. So similarly, the trine there from Orion Betelgeuse to the new moon is a flowing energy that is also suggesting to us to flow with that inner abundance, inner riches that we are now connecting with. And that sextile to Varda is a supporting outer influence from the Milky Way galaxy and its evolution to move towards a direction of harmony. So here we have Orion Betelgeuse and Varda that I'd like to highlight as part of this energy signature, supporting this yod in a very flowing, harmonious way. The sextiles and the trines there, respectively, to this opposition between Izar and Andromeda galaxy of this new moon. This combination of energy is very much moving us into a more intuitive way of living. That Betelgeuse energy that keeps us ready to act on our desires, but also Varda is this navigator in the unseen, having a bigger perspective of where we're going. So that is also the guidance for us here to balance this life force energy that Izar is bringing through the dragon embodiment, but also Andromeda galaxy with its divine feminine beauty. So this is a energy signature of a multidimensional reality that we are now guided into, moving closer into at this new moon in Libra. One thing that also came through when I tuned into this particular energy signature is that we are invited also to see our environment, our nature in a different way. Because part of this is also to start to view in our daily lives things differently. And nature is an invitation to shift our perspective on, because we can also communicate with nature in a much different way than we ever thought we could. And I encourage you to try this, to see a plant or a tree in a different perspective, in a different light. That may be an opening for your own intuitive abilities to be able to listen to nature, listen to a tree, listen to a plant, or water. Water is said to be able to communicate with us if we open up to it. So yes, this is an exploration that is meant to bridge the unseen world with the seen world, the physical world. So yeah, it's the new moon in Libra here. There is definitely a multidimensional reality beginning, and we have strong messages coming through at this Libra new moon about how we can shift into viewing our daily lives differently. And nature is a great playground for playing with intuitive downloads and insights. All right, let's move into the second energetic theme that I've called Actionable Messages for Harmony. So here we have the second theme that I've called Actionable Messages for Harmony. And here I want to highlight a minor grand trine that is forming with Mercury and Mars, now in exact conjunction there at 20 degrees of Scorpio. And also a trine to the north node at 17, almost 18 degrees of Pisces. And we also have two sextiles that is pointing to the Lyra Ring Nebula M57 at 20 degrees of Capricorn. This is a powerful minor grand trine that is supporting us to take action on our direction forward at this Libra new moon. And the Lyra Ring Nebula stands for courage to do so. Lyra constellation is very linked into our galactic heritage as humans. And I often reference it when we have archetypal energy showing in the chart that relates to humanity's evolution. And this Libra new moon is one of them. So this minor grand trine with Mercury and Mars together there in Scorpio is really an archetype, is an energy that is helping us to make these messages practical, because Mars is very hands-on in terms of his energy, right? It's very much the physical world. But also Mercury is the messenger, the communication. And Mercury and Mars there at the entry of the third decan at 20 degrees is really at the doorstep of that spiritual experience. And the north node there at 17, almost 18 degrees, going in reverse, is tapping into that mental domain. And the second decan is helping us to translate that action into direction forward. The North Node is conjunct Eridanus Arcanar, which has to do with spiritual expansion. We've been having the North Node conjunct Eridanus Arcanar for a while now. So we know that we are in an expansive period of time of spiritual expansion. We have two other influences on the North Node, and that is Orcus, the dwarf planet in the Kuiper Belt, associated with karmic consciousness, conjunct the South Node. And again, and this is an exact conjunction now. This Orcus conjunction with the South Node represents very much the awareness that we're coming into with regards to our karmic journey, our ups and downs, our lessons to learn in the physical realm, but what they mean at the spiritual level. Orcus is helping us to understand the higher perspective, the higher plan here. And so that is an important conjunction there between the South Node in Virgo, 17 in Virgo, and Orcus at 17 Virgo. We also have a square from Orion Rigel to the North Node. Orion Rigel in the lower frequency is sometimes associated with the suppression of purpose, that sense of, I don't know what my purpose is. And Orion Rigel in the higher frequency is very much a tuning into that purpose from within. So the square here to the North Node is very directional and say, that if we want to expand our direction forward, we also have to go outside our comfort zone with regards to self-worth, for example. We're invited to grow that inner sense of beauty and harmony to naturally move towards spiritual expansion and direction forward. So here I have highlighted the Lyra Ring Nebula because it is a time now at this Libra new moon where new ideas may come forward, and also the ideas that will take humanity forward because of this beautiful minor grand trine, Mercury and Mars together, and the North Node with the Lyra Ring Nebula, supported by extra influence on the North Node from Orcus in opposition there, and also the square to Orion Rigel that is inviting us to expand more into that inner beauty, allowing greater insights about that. What is it that suppresses my sense of purpose, and allowing that comfort zone to be expanded so that more harmony can be connected with. So yes, this theme is very much activated by Mercury and Mars together there in Scorpio at the entrance of the third decan at 20 degrees of Scorpio. This is a intersection between the mental domain and the spiritual domain. And we're invited to sense this purpose that we are now here to connect with. And it may not be showing in the physical world just yet, because we are working with our past, releasing the past still with Orcus conjunct the South Node there. But we also have a beautiful invitation to expand through Orion Rigel influence on the North Node. And I see this more also as a leap forward or an opening for humanity overall. I see this as a collective encouragement to make our desires actionable at this time. So for you individually, what is that one thing that you can take action on at this time that you know that your soul is desiring for? All right, are you ready for theme 3? New Earth Guidance, 11-11-11. So here we have the third theme that I've called New Earth Guidance, 11-11-11. And here we are highlighting the dwarf planets in the Kuiper Belt, Makemake at 11 degrees of Libra, Varuna at 11 degrees of Leo, and Salacia at 11 degrees of Aries. So there we got it. So there we go, 11-11-11. And this influence, this energy signature is significantly guiding us at this time. And let me walk you through what I see here. I see the strongest influence here, and the anchor is really Makemake. They're close to the ruler of this Libra new moon, Venus. Makemake has a role of enlivening ancient wisdom within ourselves. Makemake is the higher expression of Uranus. So it comes with this galactic and cosmic energy as well. Makemake is asking us to put our spirituality into a system. And what I mean with that is that we are now also encouraged to put our multidimensional perspective into our daily life. Our lives are built on systems and routines and ways of doing things. But Makemake is here as a higher expression of Uranus to bring the cosmic, the multidimensional perspective. And with Venus here being the ruler, it is from a divine feminine perspective or approach, which is more intuitive, receptive. So there we get the guidance from Makemake at this time to lean into our intuition, lean into our contemplation for integrating our spirituality, our new perspectives around multidimensionality into our daily lives. And in Libra, it's all about coming to that harmony and balance, and that would be the foundation for our way of being. So now let's go to Varuna there in Leo at 11 degrees. Varuna, we've talked about before also. Varuna is a dwarf planet that stands for self-mastery, sovereignty. And in Leo here, it's all about the heart frequency. And the heart as the center for this sovereignty and our connection to the universal wisdom. This sextile is inviting us to see the heart as a supporting pathway to integrate this new multidimensional perspective. 11 degrees is a master number, so we're also linked in strongly to Varuna's self-mastery here through that 11 degree. But it's also in the mental domain that this is a shift that we are invited to do, because 10 degrees to 19 degrees of each sign is associated with the mental domain. So 11 degrees is really how we can shift our perspective on something. And then we have Salacia there at 11 degrees of Aries in opposition to Makemake in Libra there. Exact. And Salacia in retrograde in Aries is very much a call for us to go with the flow. Salacia is associated with the mermaid energy, and water is strongly associated with Salacia. And Salacia is calling us to go with the flow. And this trine between Varuna in Leo and Salacia in Aries, there's a lot of fire there. And we have this dragon energy present at this new moon in Libra this time. So this trine is super powerful in allowing us to create more flow from a passion perspective. And our purpose is often linked into that passion, the desire, the sense of purpose. So we see here that the dwarf planets that I am highlighting in this theme is in fire and air, respectively. So it is about communication, but it's also about that fire, that life force, the heart energy. And Salacia brings in the aspects of going with the flow as part of the inner journey. What's interesting to note here is the connection between the dwarf planets, Makemake, Varuna, and Salacia, with the connection with the Stargate, Aldebaran, Antares, both royal stars at 10 degrees of Gemini and Sagittarius, respectively. And this portal that this Stargate is creating, and the signature of energy that gets formed here between Varuna, Makemake, Aldebaran, Salacia, and Antares. It's almost like a treasure box here that we can see in the chart. And it includes a multidimensional treasure. The Kuiper Belt Objects here that is part of this treasure box alongside the Stargate are all energy signatures and archetypal energies that speaks to empowerment, heart frequency, relating to cosmic energies in human form. This Stargate connection is also linked into multidimensional, multiverse travel, soul travel. So this may be also a influx of messages coming through at this Libra new moon. The Kuiper Belt objects here, alongside the Stargate connection, seems to guide us into a higher consciousness, a higher frequency way of living. And this connection here at 10, 11 degrees is a significant one at this Libra new moon. Salacia with the strong water element here and going with the flow like water. In Aries, it is about ourselves and our own experience to go with the flow. Varuna here is the higher expression of Saturn, and that has to do with self-mastery and authenticity and really living at the top of the mountain of our own life with the crown on top of our heads. And I also pulled out an image there representing Makemake that brings our spirituality, our multidimensional perspective into a practice, a system, a way of relating in human form. And here we have the Stargate, Aldebaran and Antares there at 10 degrees of Gemini and Sagittarius respectively. And the multidimensional. And this is a representation of this portal that we are presented with at this Libra new moon of harmony that we can tap into and expand upon as part of our own reality. So the new earth guidance here is very much linked into how we are at this time allowing ourselves to tap into our other ways of relating. For example, if we are in the beginning of our spiritual journey, we may take a yoga class to opening up the body to the connection with energy. If we are further into our spiritual journey, we may start to notice signs and synchronicities in our lives and start to get guided by those rather than other things, let's say our to-do list. And even further, deeper into our multidimensional experience may be that we are co-creating with our guides, our collaborators, both in the seen and in the unseen world, and start give and receive type of relationship for guidance forward on our path. So this is what we're talking about here. This Libra new moon is really inviting us to take that next step, make an actionable step forward, because we are stepping into a higher consciousness frequency reality. And we have Three Eye Atlas as a reminder of this higher consciousness and our evolution. And this is not a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence when humanity is getting a reminder like this at this time in October and November 2025. It is a door opener to a multidimensional perspective. So I have a couple of questions should you want to integrate this Libra new moon some more. The first question is related to Izar, the fixed star Izar conjunct the new moon, but also the opposition there to Andromeda galaxy M31. How are you expanding into a multidimensional perspective? And this is not an idea anymore. It's a reality. So it means, how do you take action on that multidimensional perspective that you're stepping into? What does it mean for you? The second question is related to the Lyra Ring Nebula energy there and the connection to humanity and our collective here on Earth overall. What is your vision for yourself and others as we expand into a more multidimensional way of living? What do you wish was a reality for you now? And what is actionable for you at this time? The third question is related to that new earth guidance through the 11-11-11 trio there. And what are the synchronicities that are showing up now that leading you to realize your inner wisdom in a deeper form? And what I mean with that is that how do you realize your wisdom that you came here with? And what is that? That supports your increased self-mastery and going with the flow more. And I know that's a mouthful, but ultimately, how are you shifting your ways of being away from a mental capacity, problem-solving type of way into a more noticing communication with the unseen, noticing synchronicities and allowing that to guide you. And if you're curious about all those squares, and that presents the opportunity for expansion here, join us in the membership for that members-only video, Evolving Beyond Fear. Are you curious about your own galactic alignments? Download my Galactic Alignments Reference Guide. So I wanted to end this video with a message that came through when I worked with this Libra new moon. There's so much that we don't know yet, and that we haven't integrated into our daily lives. We are here as pioneering spirits to turn over old energy, but also to bring a innovation to Earth. We're moving into an exploration of consciousness. Consciousness will play another role than ever before. We are a group and collective of pioneering spirits that are bringing this revolution to Earth and bringing back wisdom that has been hidden in the past and not available to humanity. Humanity is moving into a perspective of oneness. And right now we are experimenting with what consciousness really is. And this is part of the new spiritual technology to understand what spiritual consciousness and consciousness is all about. There is a big collective on Earth that are pioneering spirits, allowing this expansion and eruption to happen, to bring mastery that has been on the back burner or hidden before. There is a big change coming that takes courage to go through, and the ultimate goal is to see ourselves on Earth as one. There are changes coming that will require a leap of faith and courage, but we're all prepared for it, to take that leap of faith, because we are asked to tap into our devotion for service. I'm so excited. Our soul families are coming together. And if you're here, thank you so much for being here. You are likely someone who is contributing to elevating consciousness on Earth at this time. And together we grow and expand and learn about galactic astrology and our multidimensional self. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Visit me on my website, ulrikasullivan.com. I offer readings. I offer integration into your daily life of those expanded multidimensional insights. I'm also starting to develop a business offering for businesses to align your business to harmony as well, and alignment to a multidimensional perspective. So I'm excited. I'm still working on it, but it's something that's coming up. And I'm also recording the 2026 Galactic Astrology program, which I hope to be ready sometime here in October. So stay tuned. So that was the video of the Libra new moon. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Ulrika Sullivan. I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach and a galactic astrologer. Visit me on ulrikasullivan.com. Join us in the membership. There's a link in the description box below and in the pinned comment. So enjoy this Libra new moon on October 21st, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye.